All right, everybody. Welcome to my new YouTube channel. This is going to be a channel based upon things I love to do, which is take care of my lawn and be outside. So it's going to be general lawn care tips and basic outside maintenance for the average homeowner. Let me turn this camera around to get my face here. Hi, I'm Sean from Sean and the Lawn. And we are going to make this channel so that the average homeowner can follow an easy program and get great results with their lawn. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, open the garage door here and get a little more light. The first thing, let me let that door open as it makes a lot of sound. There we go. So why am I starting this video? I am starting this channel because I was inspired by people like Alan Hain from the Lawn Care Nut, Matt Martin from the Grass Factor, Pete from GCI. So they do a phenomenal job of teaching the average homeowner what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. My son, who's 7 years old, loves YouTube. So what we decided to do was create a video and our own channel to kind of mirror some of the things they do, but gear it for the average homeowner, as some of the stuff they do is definitely next level and some of the stuff is based on the average homeowner. So this is some of the things we're going to be working on. I'm going to turn this camera back around and kind of show you my property. If you could not tell, I am here on Long Island, New York, and we just had a major nor'easter last week, and it dumped a few inches of snow, about 5-6 inches of snow in my area and up to a foot in some of the areas. So I still have plenty of snow here on the lawn, and that's going to need to go before we can really just start anything. The average soil temperature right now has been somewhere in the high 40s, and it does dip back down. So we're not quite ready to start any programs, even if the snow was not here. So one of the ways you know to start a program is when the soil is right. It needs to be about 55 degrees consistently, and you could check that by a couple different things. So one of the things that we use here is, I am very fortunate to have a neighbor who has a forsythia, and what happens is when that tree gets in bloom, we know that's Mother Nature's way of telling us that the soil temperature is 55 degrees or higher, and that we can go ahead and start our program. Let me go ahead and fix this right here because we've had quite the winter. So let's get that back up on there. As we go, you'll see that I have, my property is about a 1/4 acre, and I have some of it is taken up by a pool and a deck and a shed in the back here and in the front. So I have about 5,000 square foot of lawn overall that I have to maintain and take care of, which isn't a lot, and I think that's pretty average here on Long Island and in New York, so unless you live upstate. So this tree right back here is what we call the forsythia, and my neighbor has been kind enough to let it overgrow and come over my fence, so I know when this tree starts getting some yellow leaves on it that we are in prime time to go. So another project you'll see me do is I'm going to be redoing my shed, as the years of weather and water and moisture in the back here, because this doesn't get a lot of sun. My house faces the north, so I tend to have some problems with the front yard getting a lot of sun. The backyard, however, does get a lot of sun, just not in this area, especially when this big tree right here and some of these big trees get their leaves on it. So this tends to stay moist very, very long, creating a lot of sorts of water problems and hazards. So what we're going to do here is my brother and I are going to start by putting a roof on, and then we are going to re-side it with some plywood and then some siding, so we don't have any of the issues that we're having right now. As you see, if you come over here, that I have some open holes and some areas where I definitely need to fix it up. because it is just falling apart. And it's a pretty good sized shed. It's 8 by 12. It's really does what I need it to do, mostly store my equipment and the my pool stuff. Take a look at these trees. So when I planted these Leland cypresses, they were maybe 4 feet tall at biggest, and they have really shot up over the last couple of years. And they create a nice big green wall in my lawn here, protecting me from neighbors and views, and just kind of gives my yard a little bit of a backdrop. And I really have a pretty isolated backyard as far as not seeing my neighbors or other things. However, on this side right there, as I pan around, you'll see that we have the utility pole in our backyard. And what happens there is I have all my lines buried underneath to a common terminal over here, and then that runs into my house. And what happens is I can't really plant anything there, because if I had and ever need to access that, I would be in big trouble to get to them. So I have decided to leave it alone. My neighbor had taken down a few trees, and I have this lovely eyesore of a shed right here next to me, which I will be speaking him about to see if there's something we can do to pretty that up, because I really don't like looking at it, especially when I'm on my deck or in my kitchen. So it's one of those things. So I hope that you guys will subscribe. I hope that this will be a channel that you guys can use, and I look forward to doing a lot more videos. I have ordered a soil savvy kit. We're going to start with some soil testing, and we're going to do that. We're going to show you how that works and where to get it. And the thing I like about Soil Savvy is they give you the recommendations on your fertilizer to use and what numbers you need, to make the average homeowner a little bit easier to do. And we'll go from there. Thanks a lot, guys, and I will see you next time.